Good evening. Welcome to the OG show, and I've got my usual suspects in the building. Introduce yourselves.
We've got man like Realistic Gunner Laurie in the building. Episode.
Yeah, and you got young Samuel here.
Yeah. What's going on, people?
I thought my man was gonna start rapping in that. Samuel, introduce yourself in that.
Man. They're not ready for my bars, man. They're not ready for my bars.
I thought my man was gonna drop some bars there.
You got young Samuel here as well. Samuel AFC, the young one here on OG
young
show.
OG. Yeah, no, he's got the young OGs in today. But before we get crack-lacking and talking about the 12-13 season, please remember to subscribe to the channel, Big Gunner TV. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Big Gunner TV. Please follow Samuel on Twitter. And don't forget Laurie too. Laurie, what's your app? Because that's a next thing there. What you got? What's your app?
Let me just edit it.
But first, just gonna run a little something for you. Yeah, that goes on longer than I thought it did. I thought it only went around twice, but that was going to go around a third and a fourth time. That's mad still. I need to chop that. Yes, Jerry in the building again. 21 is coming, Jerry.
Change his mind.
All right, so let's get it cracking. We're talking about the season 2012, 2013. I'm going to start with you, Laurie. Can you remember who we signed that year? Because I can remember. Can you remember?
Yep. So we got in Podolski, Cult Hero. We got in Santi, the one that was going to take us all, but unfortunately, we know what happened with him. We also brought in Giroud and Nacho Monreal.
Yeah, to be fair, all of those players stayed at Arsenal for quite a long time. All good signings in my eyes, just injuries and other factors let them down from being top. Start with you, Samuel. What can you remember from that season? Because obviously you was a little boy still. Yeah. But what can you remember from that season?
All I can remember was we were on the catch, we were catching all these men. Because we were so behind the whole season, if you remember it. Because we fell apart in December, and we were getting bad results, and then I think Tottenham were 10 points clear of us near the end of the season. Tottenham were 10 points clear of us at the end of the season, and then typical Tottenham happened, and we got top 4 that year.
Yeah, it was mad because we started the season so bad that year, man. Things got better, and obviously we're going to talk about how they got better and some of the great matches that we actually had in that season. Who do you think was the best signing? So obviously we named some of the signings there. Who do you think was the best signing in that season?
Oh, you know what?
That's what I was going to say. Without giving too much away of the player of the season, but he's already gone and done it. So. Yeah, no, that like you said though, like you related to, they were all good signings. That's the thing. They were all signings. It's just with Podolski, for some reason, it didn't work out how we wanted it to, because we knew how effective he could be on the pitch, and he was one of them. I don't know. If you look at the game today, he would have been seen as a leader because he had the practical jokes. He brought the team together. And to this day, he still bleeds Arsenal. Even though he wasn't treated well, he still bleeds the red and blue. I mean, red and blue? Sorry, the red and white.
Oi, Laurie. Laurie. Man said the red and blue. That is mad, you know.
Crystal Palace.
I don't know where that came from.
That is mad.
T-shirt. No, it's my T-shirt, but allow me. Look.
Nah, then the mad excuses there. All right. So
Anyway,
in August,
yeah.
we start with August. Obviously, we had quite a bad start to the season. We let a few players go that year as well. Obviously, Song and other people. We also sold Carlos Vela that year, which to this day I think was a mistake, man. I just don't think we ever gave him a real chance.
And the snake.
And obviously, yeah, Park Chu Young obviously he went as well. Nicholas Bentner somehow found himself at Juventus, and obviously, the one that they call the Snake, which obviously was a bit harsh, but he went to win trophies and he won a trophy, so can't be mad at him. So yeah, the first in September we played Liverpool at Anfield.
No, that was August. That was August. I was going to say. It was August, wasn't it?
What was August?
Let's see. Was it? Yeah, it was.
No, it was August.
Yeah, match day 3. No, 2nd of September, bro.
2nd of September, man. Come and chill out, man. You man trying to draw me out, bro. Lie, man. Start sending for man and that.
I should have known that. I should have known. My bad. It just
I'll let you off. I'll let you off. Young OGs and that.
Firing blanks, innit? That's why. It was impotent at the start.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we're not going to talk about August because it's so bad. So we're going to skip to September where we picked up a victory at Anfield. What can you guys remember of that game? Because what I remember from that game was obviously Santi Cazorla's goal and Podolski and the way Theo Walcott played as well played really well in that game. What do you two remember from that game?
Ultimately, winning at Anfield, it was one of them things where it definitely propelled our season and it gave us motivation within the league. I'm not saying other things didn't work out, but it definitely you could see that because we was always slow starters, notoriously slow starters. I mean, if any of you've checked out last week's episode, it was kind of a similar pattern in the sense that we built up and started getting better and improving as the season went on. So it was similar in that vein of form, but the actual win, as I said, it was something that's very rare as well that happens. Arsenal winning at Anfield, but the motivation, the what's the word I'm looking for?
Passion.
The passion and being like the king of the castle. When it came to the Reds, it was an amazing game as well because it was so open. Even though it was just the 2 goals in it, it was a very open game and a rarity as well. Clean sheet for Arsenal at Anfield. So what more can you say, really? Normally we just go there and get smacked left, right, and center.
I mean, Santi for me was one of the best Arsenal players ever, but obviously, like you're saying earlier, injuries and stuff sort of, curtailed his season. That's his latter seasons, to be fair. But yeah, again, another dominant performance against Liverpool, man. It's just like you just couldn't tackle him. Like he just didn't lose the ball, man. Like he was that good that he didn't lose the ball hardly ever. Where would you rank Santi? Like, how highly do you rank him?
You know what? He's the best player of the Emirates era.
You think so?
Yeah, he's the best player to play in the Emirates era. I think he's better than Sanchez.
Yeah.
For me, he's better than Aubameyang. He's better than all those, man.
In terms of how long he played and how consistently he done it, I agree with that. I can't really disagree with that. What about you, Laurie?
The fact that we wanted him back as well tells you all you need to know. Even though Villarreal, he's gone to Qatar, I'm pretty sure they still want him back as a coach when he finishes his stint in Qatar. So it tells you all you need to know. Could you imagine what he would teach? What he could teach Smith Rowe and what he could teach Saka. I know Saka doesn't play literally down, but the creative players we got, he might even have been the person that could have got someone like Joe Willock into the team permanently. But the fact, like I said, he's still going despite what happened to him. It was so unfortunate and it was so frustrating because Cazorla was one of them people that Emirates has been not our best era, for sure. But he's definitely one of them people that when you think of Santi, he was someone that whenever he played, he got the bums off the seat. The excitement was there. You always knew, no matter what direction the game was going in, he would always have his moments of magic and his moments of brilliance. So you always knew that he was going to bring something to the team, and he was just such a major influence on them.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean that month didn't really end too well for Arsenal. Again, we lost to Chelsea at the Emirates thanks to Fernando Torres and Juan Mata. But going into October, brought one of the most memorable games Arsenal have ever been involved in. Reading 5, Arsenal 7, and it's a bit mad because when we look at it and see that team and Martinez was playing, and he conceded 5 goals in that game. So that probably went against him for the rest of his Arsenal career, to be fair, that he conceded 5 in one game. But yeah, that was a bit of a crazy match. Do you guys remember that? I just remember, Giroud and Walcott. And I remember as well, I think it was Francis Coquelin thought it was...
it was away goals.
Yeah, I think he thought it was away goal, so he started celebrating at the end of the first half of extra time, didn't he? Or at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, "No, we've still got another half, or we've got extra time to play." But that game was crazy, man. Some of the goals.
Yeah.
I think Shamak score a lob in that game as well? Yeah. So
as well. This is a time where you could stream games now like for free.
Yeah.
So I had a Toshiba laptop, and it was for the past from 2010 to 2015. That computer had viruses because what I used to type on the browser, watch Arsenal game live free, and Arsenal games would come up.
Hey, can't be talking about your illegal.
No. This is how you line up. That's how you still line up. Not the game.
You don't want feds.
Listen, we don't need the op. We don't need the op.
Yeah.
No,
please turn up at the doorstep, man.
What did you say? On a real, no, it was a crazy game because every time it was one of them games where you literally couldn't leave the room to even go to the bathroom or anything.
Yeah.
You missed the ball, but it kind of reminded me of school days as well. You know, you're just kicking the ball until you can't. Last goal wins. It was literally one of them scenarios.
Yeah, it's mad. It's just also remember how bad our defense was as well. So nothing. Not much has changed, man. Not much has changed, to be fair. And that was the days we were still in the Champions League, and I think we lost like the first 2 or 3 games. No, first 2 games. I remember losing against Schalke as well.
Schalke were actually alright back then.
Nah, they weren't good enough to be beating Arsenal, but it is what it is. Yeah?
No, this is one of them situations. Giroud went home to Montpellier as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
But do you remember that Montpellier game that where that Podolski scored that Fonda bastard?
Say that again?
That Fonda bastard. That's what I called him. That goal against Montpellier. The left-footed volley, do you remember that?
Oh yeah, the volley. Who chipped over the top? Was it Santi? Who chipped over the top for him?
Yeah.
I need to remember that now. I need to go watch that again. I love watching these sorts of seasons because our football was so good. Although we didn't win nothing, like our football was always good, man. But yeah, it was just disappointing that we never won anything. Again in November we lost to Manchester United again. Schalke was 2-2. We were just having we were just generally bad in that at the start of that season.
I know. At least we made it one with another 5-2. The other one, the second.
Yeah. But this is also the season that we had that game at the Emirates, which is probably one of my favorite games at the Emirates, man. The 5-2 against Spurs when Adebayor scored and he was doing his stupid little celebration from penalty. Can you guys remember that game? How many times did we beat them 5-2 at the Emirates?
Was it
twice?
Twice in the same year, yeah.
Twice, wasn't it? Yeah.
No, we had that number because the following season we beat them 3 times in one season, if you remember.
Those are the good days when we just knew you was gonna beat Spurs, innit? I remember Mertesacker header in that game.
Yeah, and also was it Adebayo who scored the first goal, then he jumped over the barrier, didn't he? He jumped over the advertiser and started walking towards her.
Like an idiot, man. That guy he just lost so much ratings, man. He was so good for us as well. I think money just got to his head as well, and that just turned him into a bit of a douchebag, to be fair. So on to the Montpellier game you was talking about actually as well. I remember that is the left-footed Podolski volley, isn't it? Everyone just thought we had the next Van Persie, man, because that was the sort of goal that Van Persie used to score week in, week out. That volley. And I can't remember who scored the other goal. Was it? It was
Wilshere.
Was it Jack? Yeah. Back to poor performances again because it looked like we lost to Aston Villa. No, we drew with Aston Villa, who were like in the bottom 3, and then drew 1-1 with Everton.
Yeah, because Wilcott scored in the first minute.
And then I was at the game, the first game in December. We played Swansea, and remember Michu?
Yeah,
for one season, the guy was just sick
on something.
Yeah, I remember I was actually at that game where we when we lost 2-0, and that was actually the worst start to a season Arsene Wenger ever had for Arsenal. That's how bad it was for us. Thomas Rosicky, man, where do you guys place him? Because if he was just fit, guy was so good, man. Where do you guys put Thomas?
He's another one for me. He's definitely got. If we're talking midfielders for Arsenal, then he's in the conversation for, I would say, like I don't know about top 10, but definitely top 20. He's in the conversation because, as you said, the injuries hampered him. But it's difficult for me knowing the amount of errors that I've been through, being an old OG, not the oldest OG, but the errors that I've been through and some of the players that I've seen. It's difficult for me to put him in the top 10.
Yeah.
Whether overall, he's in the conversation, but he's not quite there.
How annoying was Drogba for you guys? Drogba was very annoying. Yeah, Drogba used to just bang us over all the time. But then how annoying was Carney for the Chelsea fans when Carney scored that ridiculous hat trick. That hat trick was ridiculous. So let's just get on to talking about what was your favourite game of that season, Laurie?
For me, it was it's between the Reading or the Newcastle.
I mean, I was at Newcastle. That was a sick game.
Yeah, I'll see him. I'm gonna see that as well.
But we've spoken about other games, and these are the games that you two are coming up with. Have you forgot?
The 2-0 Bayern, that was good. The 5-2.
Yeah, come on, man. You guys are talking.
We're not specifying which format we're doing.
Can I pop a question to you guys? Well, you know when like 2-2 against Liverpool, 2-0 down, when I think Henderson and Gerrard scored, you could put that, the 2-2. I wouldn't put this game. No, it was too hard to take. It was too tough to swallow because we all go. I think Chamberlain had a chance to make a 3-0 and he missed a chance. I can't take that.
We beat Bayern, though, man. That was just good enough for me, man. We beat Bayern. That's all I care about.
It was so frustrating, though.
It was frustrating. We had loads of frustrating games like that. AC Milan, when we should have gone through. Monaco, Chelsea, when Chelsea first knocked us out, when they first got the money.
PSV, Liverpool.
Yeah, the Liverpool one is probably the hardest one to take just because of Ryan Babels diving in that one, man. Yeah, that was so frustrating. So what, Sam, what game did you go with?
I go because I was at this game as well, the 7-3 Newcastle, because it was just too much. It was so much things going because we went 1-0 up, 1-1,
Yeah,
2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3. Then from there, Walcott just went off.
I
That's
think
my favorite
it
game.
was Walcott's goal when that's the one when he fell over in it and got back
Yeah.
up and dinked it. Yeah, that was mad. So in January we signed Monreal, who probably goes down as one of our. I don't know, man. I really like Monreal, man. Yeah, just like he was just a 7 out of 10 every week, man. He was just proper Mr. Reliable.
To a centre back.
Yeah, at the end as well.
He did a job.
And I think it just helped us because Vermaelen played left back quite a bit, didn't he? And pushing Vermaelen back to centre back is what we needed, man.
Vermaelen left back was no good.
I don't even remember going out of the FA Cup to Blackburn. I don't know why. I mean, probably I just blanked it out of my memory. But
did you go to that game?
No, I think it was the first time Arsene Wenger lost to a lower league team in it.
FA Cup.
In the FA Cup, but I honestly don't even remember.
Blackburn team was terrible. I just remember that Blackburn team wasn't doing anything. I'm sure they were fighting more for like survival to stay in the championship as opposed to
Eddie Howe's doing
there's 2-0 Porto.
Eddie Howe needs to go take over at Newcastle, man. I think that's
also. Do you remember Laurie at that game? Do you remember when the Blackburn fans came over to the home side?
Yeah,
I think we were at that game as well.
I wasn't at the game, but I remember the Blackburn game in the cup.
Yeah, because after the FA Cup game, I think the Blackburn fans came over to the Arsenal side. They walked literally to the other end of the stadium to try to fight people. That's what I remember from that game. That's what I remember.
What else happened this season? It was quite a because we finished fourth, didn't we? We finished fourth. We got knocked out earlier out of all the competitions. To be fair,
that run, the end of the season run. I mean, we didn't lose the final 10 games, 11 games.
Didn't lose the final 10 games, did we?
Yeah.
Can you remember who our top scorer was that season?
Is it Olivier Giroud?
Nah, it's Theo Walcott, man. That was Walcott's that was his big year, man. Like my man finished top scorer. Could never imagine that. Like he was our top scorer, man. For that season. Santi played the most games that year. Just reading it here, he played the most games. That's crazy because you just associate. He played every league game. He played every league game that season, and then Mikel Arteta, then Mertesacker. Walcott was top scorer in the Premier League, then Giroud and Podolski. Santi Cazorla scored 12 in the league that year. Bloody hell, I don't remember him being that good at scoring, to be fair, but he was.
Yeah, and he was coming with crucial goals as well.
Yeah. April to May, we didn't lose a game.
Oh, that was a good period. It happened every year, though. That's the thing. We would be F, and then
we had to. It's like you had to do it to finish in the Champions League places. The running was fitting as Arsenal rounded off the season with a 1-0 win over Newcastle. That was the most common scoreline this season, which is mad because I always associated Arsenal under Wenger to be like 3-2 or 3-1, just silly scores. It was the 8th time Arsenal only scored 1-0 in that season, which is mad. In 32 of the 53 games this season, there was no more than one goal between the teams, which again is mad considering how bad we were defending in that season. There were 19 different scorelines. Although there were no 3 or 4-0 wins, and 15 Cup and European matches produced 13 different scorelines. Among them was 7-5 victory, which obviously we spoke about, and there was a club's first ever 7-3 victory over Newcastle, which obviously went down as probably the best game of the season. And 17 of the 53 games featured 4 or more goals, man. Like, I can't believe Arsenal won 1-0 8 times. That's just not a Wenger thing to do. We won 6-1 twice. We won 5-2 twice. Won 4-1 twice. That's mad. Like Arsenal, as I said, like even when we was performing bad, we used to still play good football. And I think that's the thing that we miss right now is that we just play bad, but we don't play with good football. I want those days back, man.
There was always something to be notable for.
Yeah, Sam, who was your player of the season that year? I mean, I remember who mine was out of 2 players, and it was obvious like we've mentioned what they done that season, but from what I remember that season, who was your favorite 2 players that season, or who was your best player that season? Sorry.
Well, I'll say there's 2 of them for me. Warshak Szczesny. I know it's a little dodgy. I think he did well that season. I still outside the one, but I'll say Szczesny before he was good.
Yeah.
And no more after say Theo Walcott because he carried us this season.
Yeah.
He lived up to the hype. This early season he did live up to his potential. All the other seasons he was injured, so this is the early season that he never suffered the injury. Which was good. And he delivered.
Yeah, I agree with the Walcott one because I was going to say out of mine it was Walcott and Santi Cazorla for the player of that season, but I'm going to just nudge and say Theo Walcott because obviously he was the top scorer and it was one of the one seasons that he stepped up as a player, as a man, and really helped us get through, man. Because when we lost Van Persie, man, it was some sticky times ahead, but Walcott carried us through that season. What about yourself, Laurie?
I can't look past Santi.
Yeah.
For what he brought and his contribution that season, as you said, Walcott is a good shout, but the things that Santi was doing, the way that he was pulling strings within the midfield, he was just conducting that midfield. The goal that he scored at Anfield.
Yeah. Keeper should have saved it, but it's still a good goal.
And you've even got the some of the build-ups, because like you said, although some of the games were 1-0, we was passing the ball around. That's when we literally could pass the ball into the net as well.
Yeah.
Just what as I said, his contribution and his influence to the team. I just find it hard to look past him. I'm not saying that Theo Walcott didn't step up, but his overall contribution and his influence throughout the team, for me, it has to be Santi.
Yeah. I totally agree. I mean, I don't.
Like you said, you got to see him in the flesh.
Yes, Santi was.
Yeah, you both got to see him a few times live as well, so you would have seen what he was doing live as well. And like I said, he was getting asses off the seats, man. And you know how quiet the Emirates is.
Yeah. No, I totally agree that it could have been any of those 2. So, on that, did we say the signing of the season? Did we already do it?
No, we said him. Yeah, Cazorla.
Yeah, so obviously it's going to be Santi Cazorla for player of the season. Signing of the season because.
I mean, in fairness, he didn't know what to do with. As you said, we lost Van Persie. Walcott was doing his thing, and then when you look past him, it was Chamakh and Giroud, and Chamakh. The less than about Chamakh, the better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was even that bad a player for us, you know. To be fair, he just wasn't great.
Isn't great? I mean, yeah, all of our players weren't great at the time, but still,
yeah. I honestly thought that he didn't do that bad. To be fair,
it's because we thought we was getting the Bordeaux Chamakh, and I don't know what we ended up with.
I mean, I don't even know how many goals he scored. Can you check that? How many goals he scored for Bordeaux?
Chamakh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what we thought we were getting. To be fair,
I
think there's a video that I saw on YouTube where he did like my step overs and that.
That's literally what I was gonna say. I think it's when YouTube used to fool people with some of the players. You just watch them on YouTube because I know we don't really like to talk about rivals, but ain't that how Man United got Bebe off of YouTube?
Have you seen him now? Yeah. I've seen him now. He's lost it. He's gained a lot of weight. That's happened to Chamakh.
But yeah, we had, like you said, and then Bentner went to Juventus. That was a crazy one. That was crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know what they thought they saw, man. Porto slapping Juve. What's the score? And
It's
why
2-0
Porto?
Porto.
Wow, that is a slapping considering the best player in the world plays for Juventus.
No, the best in the world we played yesterday and lost 4-1.
So yeah, we'll see how that one pans out. I'm gonna save my tweets though because if you know Ronaldo, he's probably gonna do a madness and score a hat trick in it. So I'll wait till end of the game before I start doing my messy replies for Ronaldo, man.
Get the receipts up.
Yeah, like I mean, to be fair, I chose the season, but when I think about it, it's quite a drab season. To be fair,
You should choose the next season, 13, 14.
yeah, we'll just go up. No, you know what we're gonna do next week? Actually, we're gonna change it up next week. Yeah, we're going to next week. We're going to pick the best back five ever for Arsenal. So that's the keeper plus the best four defenders. So that's what we're going to do next week. So people send us in. Obviously, leave your choices in the comments. Tweet it out to us, DM us, whatever you want to do. But yeah, we're going to go for the best back five. So it's keeper, right back, 2 centre backs, and left back. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up there, boys, because the season was one of those just dead seasons. But we have to do every season from 93 because that's what I agreed to do at the start. So yeah, this was one of those ones where we played good football sometimes, got some big results. Obviously, Bayern Munich is massive, and beating Spurs 5-2 was also massive as well. But again, our defending let us down, and the start was just so bad. Like, probably almost as bad as the start of this season, to be fair. It was really bad.
None in answer to your question.
What was it saying? Hassan, yeah, Hassan's just he's a banter guy, innit? We love Hassan. He's on all of my shows just laughing, but I love that, man. Thank you for coming, Hassan. But yeah, we're gonna leave it there. Thank you for rolling with us. Obviously, next week, as I said, best goalkeeper, so get thinking. Best right back, so get thinking. Best 2 centre backs, so get thinking. And the best left back. So we're gonna do 2 players for each position. So we're gonna have our first choice, and then we're also gonna have our backup choices. But before we go, please follow my guys on their socials. I'm trying to get it back up. I'm gonna start with Sam. Where can we find you, Sam?
Samuel 4002 AFC on Twitter and EGTV Gal.
Yeah, Sam made his debut. Sam made his debut on the wrap up the other day, and my man was talking some mad thing about Jellof and Caribbean, where Sam got blasted, but he held it like a G, man. I gotta respect Sam because he took a beating. He took a beating on that show, but he gave it as well, man. So we have lots of respect. Sam, also tell us about the other projects you do, because obviously you've got a couple going on right now. What else do you do?
Next Generation on First 11 TV, you know.
Yeah, make sure.
And then the Arsenal show on Terrace. Gunnar, you should come on the Arsenal show.
Yeah, when I get that invite, man, I'm there, man. I was on the terrace for like 30 seconds. then my phone locked off in it. So, and then it's like I can't get like that's embarrassing trying to come back on in it. So I just left it, man. Laurie, tell us where we can find you and what you do, man. Like, Laurie's just everyone's biggest fan, innit?
You can find me there at Laurie Nix. Like Big Gunner just said, we do this show weekly. Got something else to come. I've got a few projects in the pipeline. Look out for those; they will be coming. One with Big Gunner, one somewhere else. You can find me quite regularly supporting, like Big Gunner said, you find me supporting a lot of the people. I mean, that's what I'm here for. Like, I do like to do the podcasting, but I'm also like to be the cheerleader as well. I like to be the cheerleader, and I like to give it all of that as well.
Yeah, like, and especially as his little man is away this week. Yeah, my man's got bare time on the socials. Like, trust me, Laurie's sleeping and on socials all day. Where that's the 2 things he's doing right now. But obviously, that's what he deserves to do, man. He's got to look after little man. So it's time needs a cool rest as well, a little chill time, man.
If you need support for your channels, if you need plug-in, you need a street team, I'm here, man. I'm here for everyone. So just get at me, DM, whatever.
Yeah.
But like I said, yeah, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me here with Big Gunner. Charles Strong TV as well. I pop up there quite often. Yeah, and that's most of the places you can find me. And as I said, I've got a few projects coming up, but once they're up and running, everyone will know. Trust me. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot the most important one. Baby daddies. We had a break on Sunday.
Yep, Sunday. We couldn't do it because of Valentine's this week, but we're back this week, Baby Daddies. Make sure you check that out. We'll be tweeting it out as well.
Yeah, you can get that on Cam ODS's channel.
Yep.
Myself, Big Gunner, Brandon,
Fair people,
Indiana, Bob, all coming through. So.
But yeah, everybody, thank you for rolling with us. Again, you can find me, Big Gunner TV, on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel so we can keep bringing you more content. Got the co-host Laurie and little OG as well. He's going to be with us most weeks that he's not doing his homework and that.
Cooking up some rice dishes.
Yeah, just when he's not cooking up his little rice special as well, man. But yeah, everyone, man, please make sure you look after yourself. Make sure you social distance. Make sure you're not jumping in DMs talking of madness. Make sure you're just nice. That's all you got to do in life, is be nice. It's not that hard. Like, if you've got nothing nice to say, just shut up, innit? Just be nice, innit? But yeah, thank you again. Make sure you subscribe to my guys. This has been the OG show. Talk about the 2012-2013 season. Hopefully this one uploads, because last week didn't upload. So I'm going to have to go find out what happened there. But yeah, have a good evening, everyone. Make sure you have a nice little rest and come back strong tomorrow, because we've got more content coming out tomorrow. So have a good evening, everyone.